We want to get to breaking news right now. Governor Lamont is at the State Emergency Operations Center in Hartford.
He's giving an update right now on the critical fire weather conditions here in our state. Let's listen in.
And any further, what we need is rain. And I got to say, on a personal note, we have amazing first responders taking care as best we can in places like Berlin. I was just at the memorial service for Sharkey, who firefighter Jeans and his extended family passed away. So we're trying to tell everybody, for God's sake, be careful. It's just ironic to me that I was here just a couple of months ago talking about the severe flooding down in the Naugatuck Valley. And here we are 2 months later, and just a couple of hours ago I heard from George Temple, the mayor down in Oxford, saying, thanks for your help with the severe flooding. Now we have a wildfire. What can you do to help? And it gives you the idea of the extremes that we're trying to manage through right now. But there's a lot that you can do. So as we do a better job of supporting our firefighters out there, you probably saw it. Berlin, we had the helicopters coming in. One came down from Maine, the rest for our amazing Connecticut Guard. They dropped, how many was it? 340,000 gallons of water, doing our best to tamp down the possible spread of these wildfires. If the wind picks up, you've heard the phrase spread like wildfire. That's what we're trying to avoid. I'm very pleased we got the expansion of our public assistance. That's going to be helpful for the folks in the flood. And we got the expansion of our FEMA reimbursement. You know, those choppers are costing us about $8,000 an hour. So that's a lot of support we're getting to do everything to keep you safe. What can you do to keep yourself safe and your neighbors safe? No open flames. Just put that away. No smoking the cigarettes, no emptying your barbecue. Each and every one of those little embers, you think it is out and actually it can spread. It looks like the fire up in Berlin was probably started from a campfire that everybody thought they had under control. It wasn't under control. And those embers are tough to get out. And if they always are there, then the leaves fall. That's how it extends and expands fast. So Brenda wanted me to be very clear. No open flames outdoors. No campfires, bonfires, fire pits, outdoor cooking until we get that rain, until we get a soaking rain, not a little sample out there. And if we do that together, we're going to get through what looks like a very flammable last month and the next couple of weeks. So I urge each and every one of you to be careful and do what you can to protect your community. If you see anything that looks smoky and dangerous, you call 911 so we can get on top of that. With that, let me introduce Katie Dykes. Her and her group at Energy and Environment on the front lines doing everything they can to contain these fires. Katie?
Thank you, Governor. I, too, want to echo the thanks and the appreciation for all the first responders that are out there helping us to fight these fires. I'm very proud that DEEP has many staff who are working on the front lines to help manage these wildfires that are cropping up all around the state. And we're working in concert with our local fire departments and volunteer fire departments, including as well support that we're receiving from the National Guard. You'll hear from Major General Yvonne in just a moment, as well as from some of our colleagues in other states. We have currently roughly 50 fires that we're tracking around the state. The largest, of course, is the Hawthorne fire in Berlin, over about 120 acres at this point. Also, we are tracking active fires at this time in Canaan and Oxford as well. But these are, until we get a soaking rain, we consider all of these fires across the state ones that need to be managed. And so we're working to ensure that there's proper surveillance and that we're helping to address, as new fires are cropping up, being able to get personnel on the scene to keep them from growing into larger fires. With all of that and the fact that this is a statewide incident, it's really important that everyone can do their part to help prevent new fires from emerging, especially as we know that we're going to be experiencing some very high or extreme or red flag days coming up later this week. And we don't have any major rain on the forecast for some time. So we took a step this weekend where DEEP implemented a statewide burn ban on public lands that are administered by DEEP. So that ban applies to state parks, to forests, and to wildlife management areas. And this prevents any open flame, campfires, burning, and so on. So we've taken that step on the lands that DEEP controls. We know that many municipalities around the state have also utilized their authority to put bans in place. So we encourage everyone to consult with your municipality to determine any local ordinances that may be in place that limit or prohibit burning activity at this time. But most importantly, we just are asking everyone to take action, take consideration to try to prevent any new fires from occurring by refraining from any open flames, open burning. That includes limiting any. We're heading into Halloween this week. We want everyone to have fun and enjoy the holiday, and we think there's lots of ways to do that without firing up a fire pit or a campfire. We've gotten some calls even about jack-o'-lanterns and putting that candle in the jack-o'-lantern. This is what battery-operated candles are for. So encourage everyone to just be really mindful as we head through these next few days and possibly weeks of continued dry weather. Think about the first responders. Think about your neighbors. And the role that you can play in helping keeping people safe by avoiding any types of open fires. This is, as the governor mentioned, as climate change accelerates, we are experiencing this extreme weather in our state, and that means that we have to acquire some new knowledge and skills about how to try to stay safe in some unusual and extreme weather circumstances. We are a state that has a lot of trees, a lot of forests, and a lot of homes and buildings in close proximity to those forests. So this is why it's important for us to really be mindful. Even parking cars on dry grass can be something that could start a fire. Flicking that cigarette butt out the window as you're driving by could start a fire. If you are driving an ATV or a UTV or operating a chainsaw or other types of heavy equipment out in the woods that doesn't have a spark inhibitor, that can also be a source of a fire. So we're working to provide more resources and FAQs for folks about how you can help prevent fires from happening. And we'll encourage folks to reach out to 211 if you have a question, and certainly consult your local municipality to see if they have a ban that's in place. So with that, I'm very grateful for all the support that we've received from from the National Guard. In this response, I want to invite Major General Yvonne to share some updates.
You've been listening to Governor Ned Lamont and Katie Dykes, other state officials, giving the update on the dangerous fire conditions here in Connecticut. So dry that they really don't even want you putting candles in your jack-o'-lanterns, no fire pits, nothing right now.
Absolutely. Some very good advice coming out of that press conference. So we're going to have more starting on Eyewitness News at 4.